Hi guys, Halina here, and today I'm going to be reacting to some Explain That Film Plot Badly. So, yeah, stay tuned. So I know I'm behind on the trend, but I'm behind on every trend, so why not? Yeah, so let's just look at the Explain a Film Plot Badly and see what happens. Alright, Back to the Future. Boy dates his mother to ensure the birth of his siblings and himself. True. Man goes on a killing spree due to being denied his promotion. Star Wars Episode 3. A train conductor kidnaps children and brings them to an isolated village in the north. I like Polar Express a lot, but it is kind of creepy. Boatload of people take the ice bucket challenge. Ends horribly. Oh, I'm conflicted between this being hysterical and this being just very, very sad because, you know, the Titanic actually happened in real life. But this is kind of funny. So, I'm torn, guys. But yeah. An uncle kills a child's father, so a pig and a big rat help him get his revenge. Never thought of Timon as a big rat, but I guess he kind of is, in many ways. Isn't Meerkat a big rat? They rhyme. A guy who can't swim ends up marrying a fish. That is interesting. I mean, presumably, like, they're gonna live on land, but yeah. I don't think he's going down to see her home anytime soon. Two women get lost in a warehouse for 3 days while on a quest to make a little girl cry. I like Inside Out a lot. Inside Out's one of my favorite Pixar movies. Not my favorite, but one of my favorites. But this kind of sums it up. Foreign hackers leak classified info, eventually leading to the downfall of a government. I love Rogue One. Rogue One is probably like my favorite Star Wars story. Granted, there's only like Solo and Rogue One. But Rogue One I think was really interesting, but I think it definitely suffered the prequel curse. So, yeah. Just Star Wars entirely. Deadbeat dad tries to get his son to take over the family business. And he tries, and he tries, and he tries, and he fails, and he fails, and he fails. Yeah, Luke is going to become a hermit before he joins the dark side. But don't worry, Vader. Don't worry, Anakin. Your grandson, he's trying some things out. He's going to come along, and he's going to try to save the family business. You know, he may not do a very good job, but he just needs your encouragement. He just needs words of encouragement from dear old Gramps. He'll be fine. Group of nerds with special skills dress up in costumes to defeat a man with a cool helmet. Oh, Avengers. Yeah, I'm glad they said with special skills and not superpowers because realistically, most of them don't have superpowers. Like Thor, he's got all the superpowers. Hulk, kind of middle ground. Steve, he's got some extra juice in him, but that's about it. Tony, he's got cool gadgets. Like, he's got that cool, like, iron machine. But, like, realistically, it's not him doing anything. It's the machine. Although, granted, he built the machine, so maybe it is kind of him. And Natasha, like, she doesn't have any superpowers, but still can kick butt. And then there's Clint, who likes to shoot bow and arrows. So, yeah, it's special skills, not superpowers. And man with a cool helmet? Yes, Loki, cool helmet. A young man quits his job, steals a jacket, and hangs out with a homeless girl and her dog. I guess BB-8 is sort of like a little space robot dog. It's kind of cute. Although, I do love BB-8, R2-D2. My heart will always belong to R2-D2. Wizard of Oz. Women willing to kill each other over a pair of shoes. Yes. Yes. Basically the whole plot of the movie. Lord of the Rings. Group spends 9 hours returning jewelry. I haven't seen Lord of the Rings in forever. Now I really want to go watch Lord of the Rings. 2 superhuman war criminals beat up orphan with heart problems after one killed his parents. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody took things a little too far in this fight. Like, yeah, Steve and Bucky probably shouldn't be trying to, like, beat up Tony, who just figured out that Bucky killed his parents. But Tony should also realize that it wasn't Bucky who did it. It was Bucky under the manipulation of Hydra. And, like, having seen what Hydra can do and what Hydra is capable of, why are we blaming Bucky? Why? But then, granted, I'd probably be a little upset with the person who killed my parents, too, so I don't know. Everybody was overreacting in Civil War. Still one of my favorite MCU movies, though, so. Guy on drugs wins the war by throwing a frisbee. Yep. He literally throws a frisbee and wins the war. And he's on drugs. Super soldiers here. The epic story about how one family's drama continually screws up an entire galaxy. Yes. It kind of starts in the prequels, and then it continues into the OG trilogy, and then it continues into the sequel trilogy. Just Skywalker chaos all around. Woman mistakenly joins a search party for herself. She does. I'm going to explain this in PG terms. The adults can read the picture and figure out what is blacked out. But in PG terms, Hermione Granger falls in love with a buffalo. For the adults, read. Girl gets mad and gives everyone the cold shoulder. Yeah, everybody. Everybody gets the cold shoulder. Boy spends 7 years being a third wheel. Yep, Harry, I know it's your story, but you have been the third wheel. For like from the word go, you've been the third wheel. Talking frog convinces his son to kill his dad. I never thought of Yoda as a talking frog. I guess he kind of does look like a frog, maybe. He does kind of look like a frog. Frog. A boy escapes from a cupboard and goes to a castle, then uses a stick to kill a pale guy with no nose. Yeah, that was basically the entirety of Harry Potter. So, it works. An evil bald guy tried to kill the same kid for 7 years and still didn't. Because he is that much of a failure. A love triangle between an 18-year-old girl and a 100-year-old guy and a dog. Yep. Handsome mercenary who owns a pet bear intervenes to stop incest between brother and sister. Well, I mean, we still got the kiss. I mean, I guess at least he intervened before we got any more. But we still got the kiss. So, handsome mercenary and big bear did not do a very good job. That's all I'm saying. Boy runs away from home, joins gang, and gets beat up by a girl who collects trash. Yep. Depressed wizard comes out of retirement to pull a prank on his nephew. Star Wars Last Jedi really does not deserve the hate it gets. Like, it really doesn't. And this scene in particular, like, the fact that, like, unless you know what you're looking for, they actually, like, reveal so much without, like, revealing anything at the time. Because when Luke is, like, dueling... That sounds weird, but I guess he's dueling with the lightsaber with Kylo. The ground underneath him isn't like moving at all, like it's not being altered or anything. So it's like he's not there, and it is such a good moment that you realize like really only when you know what you're looking for. Grumpy emo chick ponders whether to shag a corpse or a dog over several years. Twilight. This purple dude has a killer rock collection. Not funny. Not funny. It kind of is. But it's too soon. And I know that this is Infinity War. And yes, I was sad by everybody that got dusted in Infinity War. Even though I knew that we were going to figure out how to save them again. But then again, this dude's killer rock collection is the reason why Black Widow is not in the MCU anymore. And that is not okay with me. So, yeah. A billionaire practices his parenting skills on a kid he saw in YouTube. Yeah. He does that a lot. Like, it's like, oh yeah, I saw you, like, type thing, and I'm gonna like take you in type thing and mentor you and everything like that, and it's like, okay, it's weird. But I really do love Peter Parker and Tony Stark's dynamic. Like, I really do. Leonardo DiCaprio finds out he can't even win an Oscar in his dreams. Oh, poor Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, he did eventually win his Oscar, though, I think. Or is that another Mandela effect? Oh, gosh. Yeah, I don't know. Emo teen can't live up to grandfather's legacy, takes it out on dad. Poor Han. Yeah, it's like, why? Why are we taking it out on your dad? Like, it's not his fault. I mean, maybe it kind of is, but, like, really? Two 90-year-old men fight when one of them can't remember who the other is. Oh. I mean, that's the crazy thing, is to, like, look at Steve and Bucky and realize that theoretically they are both over the age of 90, and it's like, okay. A beautiful princess gets catfished. Mm-hmm. She does. After the death of her parents, a young socialite causes millions in property damage. Yeah, that's something that, I mean, realistically is not addressed in Frozen at all, but, like, the amount of, like, damage that was done, not necessarily maybe to the property itself, but, like, it's very clearly, like, summertime, and so I have to imagine that they would be growing some sort of crops or something, but then, like, the snow and the ice and everything would just destroy all of that, and, like, that's gonna be people's livelihoods that she's screwing with, just to, you know, ruin Frozen for everybody. An entire army is mobilized to prevent a space raisin from gaining all 6 charms on his ugly Pandora bracelet. Man with Frisbee gets mad at friend for having a robot arm. Oh, man. I love these MCU ones the most. A series of naps. Oh, Inception is a series of naps. It really is. Talking bacon. Oh my goodness, talking bacon. Talking bacon. I like bacon. But I also like pigs. So it's very conflicting. But talking bacon. Oh man. Noseless guy has an unhealthy obsession with a teenage boy. It really is an unhealthy obsession. Like, terrorist destroys local town to show how corrupt their capitalist society is. Yeah. Grinch, he's a little over the top. A tree, a rabbit, and a pirate angel spent 2 hours building an axe in space. So, a tree, Groot. A rabbit, Rocket. And a pirate angel, Thor. Okay, so the tree makes sense. The rabbit I can see. But a pirate angel? A pirate angel. I guess because he doesn't have an eye. So he's a pirate. And he comes from Asgard. So, angel? But yeah. A group of depressed adults behead a humble farmer and start a rock collection to reenact the baby boom. Okay. So the depressed adults, yes, they behead a humble farmer. Humble farmer who killed half of all living things. So that means parents lost their children, children became orphans. Like, it's not like, okay, we're gonna eliminate, just like all the old people. That would still be horrible. But, like, he essentially left children orphans. He left parents grieving for children. I mean, Clint went off and became like a, axe murderer because, like, his whole family was snapped out of existence. So, humble farmer is a stretch, guys. To reenact the baby boom, of course they did. Older sister ruins younger sister's chance to appear on television. I volunteer as tribute. Oh man, I love that. Friends come together after years apart to pull off a jewelry heist. Now this one I like. This one I really like. Friends come together after years apart to pull off a jewelry heist. 5 years apart. What happened in those 5 years? Leonardo DiCaprio wanders a frozen wasteland in search of an Oscar. And I swear he won. Somebody tell me whether I'm right or wrong. The Wizard of Oz. This looks very official, like... Transported to a surreal landscape, a young girl kills the first person she meets and then teams up with 3 strangers to kill again. This was very official. Like, this looks like it comes, like, out of, like, a magazine or something. Or a newspaper or whatever. Like, is that official? Like, are they really that bad at, like, promoting their own movies? Like, certainly we could have found a better way to describe Wizard of Oz. Like, this seems really, like, from, like, a legit thing. And this is what we get? That's a little weird. A family's first Airbnb experience goes horribly wrong. Goes horribly wrong. Oh, so true. A toad teaches people how to hit each other with neon tubes. I thought he was a frog. With neon tubes, though. I really love that. I think that pretty much sums it up. Girl falls in love with an abusive older man and ends up in his cult of superhuman murderers, ends up dying, birthing his child, and then becomes a vampire. Twilight, y'all. Twilight. Bullied kid with birth defect proves people are only nice to you when they need something. That's kind of sad, but true. Like, again, I love Rudolph, but it's so true. It's so true. It's so sad. Man destroys his own planet because he didn't want to share it with his sister after she broke his favorite toy. I told you I love the MCU ones the most. Oh man, I love that so much. Okay, this one's really tiny. Farm boy runs away, makes out with his sister, tries to kill his father, and gets an award. Star Wars, y'all. Star Wars. Oh, man. Idiot Ginger and Mouse violate 8 health code regulations. Yeah. Ratatouille is one of those weird movies where it's like, none of this would even remotely be possible. Like, it's supposed to be a feel-good story, but it's just, no. Not with a rat. Not with a rat, guys. Kid comes out of the closet. Yep. You know, I almost wish he did. Like, we know why. We know very well why. Unfortunately, there's no escaping the finding out of why. But it almost would have been really funny if, like, at the end, he actually, like, did come out of the closet. Like, that would have been really funny. Like, because, like, it, like, opens with him coming out of the closet literally, but by the end, he comes out of the closet metaphorically. That would be really hysterical. That was a missed opportunity. Like, completely. Parents decide to ditch their kid for good until they found out he has their credit card. Yeah, I'm convinced with the Home Alone series that they are deliberately leaving Kevin at home. Because, like, the first movie, it's like, okay, maybe because of the chaos they just left him, but, like, you did this for, like, 3 movies, guys. Like, you failed to bring your son in 3 movies. It's weird. I'm convinced that they are deliberately leaving him behind. Baby dies of old age. Oh! It's the Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Okay. I was like, what are we talking about? Baby dies of old age. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Oh my gosh. Third Wheel, the 8-movie franchise. Again with the third wheel. Yeah. He's the third wheel. Yes. Surgeon with a god complex is given magical powers to become more godlike. Yeah, it seems like that's something we would do. We would take this surgeon who has this god complex and be like, you literally hold the fate of the world in this. Use it wisely. You have been chosen. You have been selected. And now he can do magic. And it's like, this is not a good idea. Don't give egomaniacs anything to make their egos any bigger. Jack of all trades is bored with his seasonal job and seeks different employment. That is pretty much the summary of the movie Nightmare Before Christmas. Yes. Priceless jewelry is needed for a big event, but after worn is returned for a full refund. Yep. We had to lose 2 people in the process, but you know, gotta return it. It was a successful evening. But very sad. So we no longer want these. Best Fantastic Four movie. Isn't it Fantastic Five because of little Jack, who is like better than all of them? Oh, Fantastic Four movie. I haven't seen the Fantastic Four movies. Those are on my watch list. A ragtag group comes together to do what just 2 of them could have probably accomplished. While true, what 2 are we talking about? I have to assume that we're talking about Wonder Woman because, come on, she's the best and she can essentially take down everybody on her own. I mean, she took down Ares on her own. So, I think she can handle whatever these clowns throw at her. Boy, But who's the other one? Batman, maybe? Superman? Probably Superman. Maybe. I don't know. Who are the two? Thoughts? Irresponsible alcoholic operates heavy machinery and causes a lot of damage. And that, guys, is why we don't operate machinery while under the influence of drugs or alcohol or medications that you aren't aware of how it affects your mental state. Yes. He causes lots of damage. Fix it. A rare jewel collector finally acquires the last piece to complete his prize set. And that is it of the explained film plot badly. I know I'm behind the times on this one, but I just thought it was funny, so I figured why not. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, click the notification bell so you can be notified when I upload my latest videos. Follow me on all the socials. The link is in the description down below, and I will see you all in another video. Bye, guys.